We used to be nice, it used to be fun, and we used to go to a Club 10 on a Thursday night and then go to the pub afterwards and then go to the chippy on the way in, you know. And it was just, that's what it used to be like. And
Yeah, but that was pre-children as well.
I don't know what happened really. We screwed it up somewhere on the line.
The good old days, you become good, I think that's the problem.
Yeah, it does tend to
We
mess
used to
it
go to
up.
Leicester and stop at the Kentucky on the way back.
Yeah, we used to go to track training and then stop in the Kentucky and Kiel services. So we had to play that out when we started to learn about fat and things like that. Masses of fat.
No, I saw him after.
They were good shorts.
I saw him after the junior national 25, looking dejected in the back of the car. He must have been 15, 16.
Oh, I was gutted, yeah.
And he looked really upset because he lost. And then I felt sorry for him, so that's...
Took pity on me.
I took pity on him.
Yeah, I broke competition record for juniors the week before, and then I got completely lashed and finished about 7th in the junior national 25. Right, I suppose we better go and race. That'd be a good tip, wouldn't it?
Go on, Chris.
Boardman already holds the course record just over 47 minutes. Psychologically, it was vital he got inside that time. But it was filthy weather with wind and rain down the A34, and Sally had dashed down the motorway to keep him up to date with time checks.
What was it?
40 seconds up.
It's 40 seconds off?
Yeah.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
After how many miles?
So 8 or 9 to here.
It looks like it's going well.
Yeah.
I've now got to the point where I can think about totally obscure things like shopping and stuff like that and still be keeping the pressure on. And if it's a really important race, to just concentrate on, you know, that feeling when you're absolutely on the edge, you're on the limit of threshold power, you're producing lactic acid, your body can just about get rid of it at the rate you're producing it. It's like bailing out in a boat as fast as you can. And you know what that feeling is like being on the edge, and you just concentrate on keeping it there. 55, 58, 45, 57. Oh yeah, we know you should. Stupid though, honest, in traffic. Yeah, I couldn't hear a thing. Were we lucky to get a pocket in the weather or what? I nearly totaled myself on the turn there.
The roundabouts.
Yeah, the first one I just came into it, and with these tyres with like 11 bar in, I just came into it, and I thought, and when you've only got a front brake, you slide out if you're not careful.
Your life goes
so
before your
there
eyes.
been anything coming the other way, because I was right over the side of the road trying not to go down. So I'll probably average about 110 RPM there. Coming down that first hill was ridiculous. I don't think we'll be able to have any more kids, so. Thank you. Here comes the roundabout.
Well done, Chris.
Cheers, Rob.
Well done.
So if we keep going like this for the next 7 weeks, eh? Out.
The refreshing thing about Chris Boardman is that he's still very dear to his roots. An ordinary club night on the outskirts of Chester, when anybody can turn up, get on their bike and ride alongside the world's greatest. It's like Ryan Giggs turning out for his local Sunday side, Nick Faldo turning to crazy golf. To Chris Boardman, it's just part of the ongoing preparation for Bordeaux.
Everybody I speak to, you know, in my job and things like that, you know, you get talking about what you do in a pastime. Biking comes up and they say, oh, Chris Boardman. It's a bit like Reg Harris was, you know, years ago.
He actually mixes it with the lower levels as well as the top guys as well. So, I mean, it does mean quite a bit.
Everybody's just waiting for this hour record in Bordeaux, you know. And it's just great when he turns up for an event like that. It's just like one of the lads, you know.
In many ways, it's just another family outing. His wife Sally and children Edward and Harriet are used to turning out in all weathers at all events. They've known Daddy long before the public got to know him. But what a transformation there's been in a year in which Chris Boardman's become a household name. Olympic champion, record breaker, and now well used to the camera's glare. It's been a dramatic learning process. Many people would have found it impossible. Chris admits he's been stretched to his limit. He's had to take strength from his family and his friends and retreat sometimes back home to Hoylake.
This is my hometown. Whenever any photographers come, this is where I bring them down the beach, because it's the easiest place to do things. My parents and I suppose I actually lived about 50 yards over there, just up that road. But it's a great place, the beach. It's good for the kids. I spend a lot of time here.
You see, it's all in the genes. His mother Carol and his father Keith were both riders of national standard. They just lived down the road, pounding the same riverside stretches on their training runs.
He's a nice lad.
He's a nice lad.
That's the thing, you know, he is a nice lad. And I think what we're proud of is other people's reaction to him, you know, and his reaction to other people. When you've met him, there's no side, hasn't changed. You know, he was in the shed working till, workshop, working till 10 o'clock last night, setting up bikes, and not just for himself. It's like in Linford Christie, cobbling his, you know, putting his own spikes in or something like that the night before the Olympic Games.
He handles the publicity side pretty well. There's a lot of it, much more than he expected or any of us expected. He handles it because he's got a good home base, and he says that's why I can do it, because he can go back home, Sal and the 2 children, switch off. If he didn't have them, he says he wouldn't do it, wouldn't be able to do it.
Carol and Keith have grown used to the success from an early age. Their pleasure now is being part of their son's pleasure, following him at home and abroad. To be this good, though, you have to make sacrifices. In the pursuit of perfection, you have to become obsessive about your sport.